All right, what's up, Free Mind family? I'm here, Jayson Price, with yours truly, DW. And we here to bring you guys some awesome content today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We love adding value and making sure that your mind is freed. And today, we're going to be freeing your mind in the aspect of credit. Credit, DW.
Yeah, credit.
It's an important thing.
Yeah, it's a messed up thing too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of get all the ambiguity out of what does it mean to have a good credit score? Why is that important? How do I build it, and what can I do with it? And so we're just going to jump right in. DW, why is credit so important? Why should we care? Why should it matter to us?
So credit, as we know, that anything that you want to do pretty much in this country, for you to go and get a loan or anything like that, you need credit.
Yes,
they're gonna look.
do.
Yeah, they're gonna look at you, and their credit worthiness is basically how you pay back people. So if I buy something on a credit card, how good am I at paying that back on time?
Right.
So that's basically what credit is. It just measures your ability to pay back loans.
Yeah. Super important. Now, all my people that love Dave Ramsey, you're not gonna like us talking about credit because he believes in cash, but credit can lead you to some good things to be able to leverage other people's money,
Right.
to get assets in your portfolio.
Right.
And one of those assets I know people want is a house.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot get the house of your dreams or maybe an investment property without credit. What's the journey to really monitoring that and getting ahead of it if I'm behind?
Yeah, so if you have bad credit, so what I mean by bad credit, you're under 600 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, a good idea to monitor it. Like understand what's going on, what's happening. You may have some medical bills that's out there that you need to go and take care of. You may have some overdue balances with credit cards or old cards that were closed out that never were paid back. A lot of a multitude of things. But if you don't know about it,
Right.
so making sure that you go and look at freecreditreport.com. You can get your annual credit report. It should give you, Experian. What's the other ones? There's
TransUnion.
and there's like another bureau out there. I mean, you can Google it, you can find it. But getting your free report, annually, and then understanding what's on there. So just getting an idea of what you have out there.
Absolutely. So I used to work on the other side of the credit report. When I first learned about this, I don't know if you know this about me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work on the side of the credit that when you didn't pay your bill, you were in collections.
Yeah.
So I used to be a collection. I used to call people when they had an account that was past due. And call, hey, pay your bill.
Yeah.
And so I learned all about credit reports from seeing people not pay their bill
Yeah.
and the damage that can do to their future.
Yep.
To when they really do want to move forward, man, they got these collection accounts that they thought were gone, but they're not gone. They're right there waiting on you.
Yeah, you were that phone call I was ignoring.
Oh, yeah. I was calling you. Dinner time, morning time.
Yeah, just tearing me up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I believe when you take care of those accounts and then you begin to build slowly. One thing me and Charmaine, my wife, did, we got her a $1,000 credit card to help build her credit score.
Yeah.
Because she really didn't have bad credit. She had really no credit. Outside of her
That's also
student
a thing.
loans,
Yeah.
she didn't have nothing else. She had her car and she had student loans.
Right.
And so we got her a credit card. Now we got her in the 700s
Yeah.
just by making just small purchases and paying it back on time.
Yeah.
That's it. And one thing I learned in that transaction, if you want to build your credit, taking out a credit card, if you have the discipline to do that, or a car loan, a smaller car loan, paying it back over the period of the loan. You don't want to pay it back quicker. You want to go to full term
Yep.
of paying it back.
That's
to show
what you're
that
building, yeah, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
building it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I paid $500 and I pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
No. Pay a small payment on time
Yep.
and make sure. Now, you don't want to have a high balance because that interest
Right.
could catch up to you.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We don't want to be paying people to, use our own money. But we do want to build our credit slowly.
Yep.
Are there any other ways that you've seen people build credit beyond small balance credit cards, car loans, student loans?
So most banks, small banks, community banks, or whatever, they offer this thing called a secured credit card.
Yeah.
So what it is basically you give them $1,000 or $800 or whatever their amount that they require you to give them, and you basically are giving them collateral to give you a credit card. And so you take the credit card, and the biggest thing I would tell you, if you're doing a secure credit card or any credit card, really, don't spend outside of your means.
That's right.
So whatever you put on that credit card, you make the full payment every month.
There you go.
And you can kind of wash that through your debit card. Use your debit card if you're going to buy food or gas with your debit card normally with the cash on there. Use that credit card and then pay that off.
That's it.
And then it helps you rebuild your credit if you have credit that's already low and messed up.
Yeah.
So
I love that strategy because that lowers the interest and the risk, and all you're doing is spending your money. But you're doing it on regular purchases that you would already make,
right,
and just paying on a credit card
right,
that you've already secured.
Yep.
And so I think that's brilliant. I think one thing we were talking about earlier is that if you're renting right now, you're in an apartment or in a rental home, you can have your landlord, and listen up, all my landlords, this helps you too, because I actually am a landlord.
Yeah.
We were laughing about that. I used to not be one. But you can report rent payments to your credit report. So if you live in an apartment and all you have to do is go on, what site was that again? We looked it up before.
I think it's called Landlord Credit Bureau, but there's a lot of them. Just Google, landlord and reporting to the credit report. There's a ton of tools out there and a ton of websites and information out there right now for it.
And it's a win-win. For those that have renters and you're a landlord, the reason why this helps you is that there's accountability to them paying their rent payments on time.
Yeah, for the landlord, right?
Yeah, for the landlord. Yeah. And for the person that's trying to build their credit, this benefits you because all those rent payments help you report to your credit union that, hey, I am a consistent, on-time payer.
Yep.
So you get credit for what you're already doing. So that's amazing.
Yeah, one of the struggles I deal with right now is when I'm looking for another renter, you don't know them. So today, currently, I think a lot of landlords are probably dealing with some of the same similar situations. Is there's a lot of people that you get that have probably lowered credit. That's kind of why they're renting, and you're trying to evaluate whether they're a good tenant or going to pay on time. They have low credit, automatically sometimes that just knocks you out. But if you're looking at you're willing to pay the price that you're offering, you don't have to negotiate on your pricing. You would say, okay, hey, listen, I need you to give me, the information of your previous landlord to validate that you're a good tenant.
Right.
What you get is that you either get maybe a fake number or something like that you could, you kind of have to just, weed that out and try to figure it out for yourself, or you get, a number that nobody ever answers. You can't get a hold of them or whatever. So from a landlord community, people like us, it's good for us to go and report on their credit report. I think it's a cool tool. Something new to me. I've never seen this stuff when you pull up on a credit that they didn't pay their rent from the previous landlord or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is a good accountability measure, like you were saying, for between the landlord and also the tenant. From a tenant perspective, it also is another thing to help build your credit.
There you go. So, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And so with all these tools that we're giving you today, we want to be able to free your mind. Free mind, family, that's what we come to do. We come to free your mind. So what could we do with good credit? We know why credit is important. All right, we gave a couple of ways to build your credit.
Yep.
But now, here's the kicker. What can we do with this? What's the possibilities?
So the crazy thing about it right now, we're in a time where a lot of things have decompressed, right? Pricing it has skyrocketed with inflation. We have interest rates that are going up. Also, the housing market is stabilized, right? Actually, the pricing has reduced. So I don't want to call it stabilized because we are in a market where pricing is going down,
right?
Which is kind of it's a good environment to be in because you have time to get ready,
right?
I think if you're focused in on and building your credit to identify what you want to go do next, which it could be buying a house. It could be buying your first real estate investment if you already own a house, or it could be starting a business. So today, if your credit's not great, you're building your funding for the next thing. This is the time to make money or make your deals to acquire things to build a business that is more recession proof for heading into a tougher time period. But get yourself ready so when times get better, interest rates go down, money is being spent and it's flowing a little bit better, you're doing really well.
There you go.
You set yourself up in a great position.
Yes, you do.
So obviously the stock market is down. Everybody's looking at that and how how the punishment's going there. If you set yourself up to have a business to give you more liquidity and cash coming in,
Yes.
you can have opportunities to buy things, like assets in stocks, securities, things like that, or rental property or real estate and things like that. So I think it's a good time to get yourself ready, and part of getting ready is building your credit.
And so when those opportunities come, you need to be able to have a credit score to go get either the cash that you don't have in a loan form, because banks want to generate the economy by letting you borrow money.
Right.
That's when they want to lend, because they're trying to get the economy going again. And
that's how they make money.
So you may find a property that you want to go buy. You may find a business that you want to start.
Right.
And that credit is the foundation for how you can get going,
so
get moving.
Whatever business that you're operating right now, if you're doing a barbershop and you want to scale,
come on,
you want to get bigger.
Yeah.
And so you need a place. It's probably a good idea to look at an SBA, but for you to have an SBA, you have to personally guarantee some of that stuff. With a personal guarantee comes credit score. They want to look at your credit. So again, time to get ready.
Yeah. They say you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This is how you stay ready.
Yeah.
You never know when the economy is ready to like you were talking about, even with cars in the economy, how people are going to auctions and don't buy a car now because those prices at auctions are even going to drop.
Right.
But if you are ready with certain levels of savings, credit score, just different opportunities, you can take some of these and take hold to them.
Yeah.
Some people, you can actually change your trajectory financially if you're in position to. But you have to be ready.
Yep.
And so we're just trying to get you guys in a position where you can take advantage of what is coming.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of shifts in the economy and the stock market.
It's happening now.
It's happening right now.
Yeah.
So continue to build. Don't be discouraged if you're not ready today. Listen, there will always be time. There will always be ups and downs in our economy.
Right.
Start today, though. Rewind this back. Listen to it some more. Maybe even share some comments and questions. We love to answer some of those that you may have. Like, hey, this is my situation. What do you recommend? We don't mind being here to support you guys and helping you freeze your mind. Any last comments you want to add, DW?
Yeah, I would say, the one thing, a lot of people use credit cards as an emergency thing. That's not a good idea.
That's not it.
You have, I did that. I made a mistake of doing that, and then you end up having an emergency. We define emergencies differently, right?
Yes.
But that emergency, sets you back from your goal.
Yes, it does.
So I think the first thing anybody that should do is build an emergency fund.
Yes, sir.
Have 3 to 6 months. If you're employed, you're getting a W-2. I would say 90 days. 90 to 4 months. 120 days is probably a good emergency fund because your job should be pretty good. Like, you're not in a crazy, employment environment where you're concerned about layoff.
Absolutely.
'Cause I think that's going to come. We're going to have some challenges here with that. But, I would say 3 months to 4 months of liquidity, cash, to cover your expenses.
So let's break that down. If you make let's just say you make $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
What we're saying is you don't want to depend on a credit card to be your emergency fund. We're saying you need to save up $3,000, 3 months.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Worth of living expenses, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think one guy said 3 to 6. Before you try to depend on a credit card, have a level of savings that can cover your expenses. So if you were to lose your job, you got 3, 4, 5 months that you don't even have to worry. You can actually look in peace.
Yep.
And not worrying about, oh man, how am I going to live? How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to do the basics of life? So definitely, once again, that's about that staying ready.
Yep.
Staying ready, not depending on things like a credit card, but staying ready with an emergency fund.
Right.
That's great,
right.
DW.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So there's a video that I created a while back. Look at the plan, because that kind of lays out the emergency fund and how to kind of roll through that. And it also helps at the end of that video, we talk about credit. And starting to build that up. So, I mean, this is the add-on to that.
Yeah.
To get you to the next step of actually getting into a world of investing and start your own business. That's cool. Like, that's really the place where you start freeing yourself.
There you go.
So
there you go. Well, listen, Free My Family, thank you for joining us today. Excited to jump into another topic. Real soon, be looking out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also, check out the plan. Yeah. It's available to you for free. We would love to be able to add value to your life. All right, until next time, be good.